passionless CEO. Are you one of them? I certainly have been. The brilliant, most potent business leaders that I've worked with, a few of them underneath the surface of all they're doing have become passionless. This is a natural phase in all of us, especially as leaders. We start off at some point in our life with an outer mission, a purpose, a calling that could be based on inspiration, profits, great ideas, you name it. We live that fully, give our full throttle and power to that. We achieve whatever gets achieved through that experience. And then what happens is our soul starts to evolve. It gains the life lessons, the wisdom, the potency, the experience, the growth, the failures that outer realm of cultivation and development offers. And then there's a no man's land. It's a land where you feel, okay, I'm doing it, but there's something missing. That original spark, that original calling starts to fade, that ultimately can die. And what happens, this is a warning. We can distract ourselves with all types of distractions, food, sex, more gaining of power. Those distractions are there to fill a void, a temporary filling of something that truly is a calling from your soul for what's next. What's my next stage of evolution? What's my next expression of my whole being? Who am I now? We are driven to create value. We're driven to make an impact. We're driven to expand and be creative. It's by our nature as business leaders. Well, that starts to fade. The warrior sage practice is not to continue to do the same thing over and over and over again and try new strategies and new ways that we think we can ramp up the business to get more passion, where in truth, the passionlessness is a sanctified, holy dimension. It's really uncomfortable, deeply uncomfortable to feel if you really go deep into it and unplug from all you're doing. Take a few deep breaths, plug away from the world, from family, from responsibilities, go into nature, take a tent, go in a cabin. When we do that, the pain, the anxiety, the tension, the hollowness starts to be felt. When we continue to feel that fully, it starts to go deeper and come to the surface. And this is the point where you don't continue to distract. You allow yourself to sink in even deeper into the discomfort of not knowing who and what you are, what your passion, what your purpose is now. Keep dropping in and feeling deeper and deeper. And what will start to emerge is the next layer of your mission, your vision, your purpose, who you are now. But we have to go through that gray land. We can't avoid it. So please allow yourself the sacred luxury to have the time to go into that profound discomfort. When we do so, the next level of our evolution will arise. We'll get insight, intuition, synchronicities just by being open to our soul, our heart, to the divine. What is next with the humble openness of being? You must be willing to move down that road fully. When I mean fully, conscript yourself fully. Even if it's an intuition, it might be clear. Not all of us get it clear right away. Sometimes it's just a whisper, a thread, a wisp. But when we follow that, we dedicate ourselves to what's next, whatever form and flavor it looks like. It might not look like anything that you thought would be next. It could have been something that was inspiring you years ago that you buried, hid, repressed in some way. That's now saying, I'm ready to be met. It could be you're driving along, you're listening to the radio and you hear something and all of a sudden that's it. There's something there that feels aligned, a book, an author, a direction, whatever it is. These are messages from the deep super subconscious within you that's informing your conscious mind, not necessarily through overt words, but through innermost knowing. When we follow that and we go down that road, what will happen is, yes, activate whatever is next. But here's the risk. You must be willing to let go of whatever else you held, no matter how high you think it is, no matter how encrusted and thick that is. You must be willing responsibly to relinquish it. If there's other teammates and investments and others involved, you must be willing to hand it off or transform it responsibly so you can relinquish the surface mission, which at one time was the main one, and and let it be and give it back to spirit, which is where it arose from. And now go full-heartedly deep, right from your core, and say, even though this takes a lot of risk to let go of the past and enter what's new for me, have faith in that, my friend. Deep faith. Conscript yourself 100% to that. No turning back. Break away the rear view mirror, toss it out, and then go full on. When you do, you're going to have an adventure, a psycho, spiritual, emotional adventure that's going to, all of a sudden, you meeting what's next will be met by everything else. Your family, your friends, others will feel your life force, will feel the risk you're taking. You're going to feel that next level of edge, next level of risk. But take it on, grab it, be with it, embrace it. It's the courage and the tenacity and the perseverance and the willingness to be fresh and alive again, renewed at the core of your being. One day when you go down that road, 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, that too will come to a natural end. And you'll be entering the gray zone of the unknown again, of what is next. Until one day, we're at the core of our sacred, deepest calling. Who knows what that'll be? But if you don't go for it full on, you'll miss the fulfillment, the joy of what evolution has for you. Go strong, go bold, be vulnerable, be willing to risk it all to get it all.